Hello everyone, welcome to the Arthur Conan Doyle Center YouTube channel. My name is Kat, and today I will do a reading about a fragment of your soul that you either haven't discovered yet or perhaps you left behind somewhere in the past. And it could be in a past life, it could be somewhere in your past history. We will see with this reading. So yeah, I thought it's an interesting topic to have, because sometimes I feel like with very difficult experiences we could have a fragment of our soul kind of split away, and then we don't feel complete. So perhaps with this reading, if you have been feeling that something is missing, or that you don't feel necessarily complete, or something just doesn't feel right, maybe this reading will help you to kind of steer you in the right direction, because I will also try to see with the cards how can you discover, or how can you integrate back that part of your soul. So as always, we have 4 groups, and I will walk you through all of the objects. So group 1, there's a chestnut. So this one, I actually picked it up when I was going on a trip to a place called the Garden of Cosmic Speculation. I think that's how it was called. And it was autumnal already, I think it was October. And I was walking from the bus stop to the place. And it was such a nice walk, and I picked up this chestnut, and I thought it's going to be like an amulet for good luck. So this is group 1. Group 2, there is a little pin. So I bought it when I was in Taipei. I bought it in one of the museums, or was it an art gallery? I don't remember now, but it's so nice, and they were inspired by Taiwanese tiles. So there are different designs of the tiles, and I don't remember what this one meant, but I'll show it to you. It's quite a nice one. I wear it on my coat, so you can see the nice gold. So this is group number 2, the pin. Then group number 3. I'm a bit embarrassed to show this because it's been in my pocket for so long, and it's a bit battered, as you can see, but I thought, why not, let's just show this one. So this is just a piece of dark chocolate that I got when I went on a walk with a friend, and it was such a lovely walk. And yeah, after the tea we got this dark chocolate, and I had no idea it's dark chocolate, so I ate it and I was like, oh god, dark chocolate, I don't like it. So I kept this one in my pocket when I feel really hungry, but I don't really think I'll eat it now because it's so so battered. But I mean, it's a nice object to pick, right? So a little battered dark chocolate. Group number 3. And group number 4, there's a little round stone. So I found it when I was just walking around on the beach, and it's so nice and round. So at first I wasn't sure if it's a piece of glass or what is it, because it's so nice and round. But yeah, it's a stone. Is it pebble? Yeah, because I was thinking in Scotland there's a place called Peebles, I think, and I never know if it's Pebbles or Peebles, or if this is a pebble or if it's a Peeble. So yeah, that's just a quick story about me and English names and English, well, Scottish places. So yeah, take some time to pick your group. So we have 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I will do the reading. So for this reading, I will use the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So let me just grab the box. So this is it. I just feel like it's such a nice one. It has really rich imagery. So we will see where it takes us. I also have the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle by Judy Ho. I really like this one, and I felt like the crystals would resonate really nicely with the soul and these types of energies. And then just a regular Rider-Waite deck to clarify anything that we need to clarify. Okay, so I'll start with group 1, or if you need more time, just feel free to pause the video. But I always say that just whichever object stands out to you first, so don't think too much about it, just use your intuition. Okay, so let's start with group 1. So if you chose the chestnut, this is your reading. So we are looking at what part of your soul, what fragment is either undiscovered yet, or it has been left behind. So let's see. So group 1, what fragment of their soul is missing or still not discovered? Okay, I'll start with one card and then we'll take it from there. So for group 1, okay, I can see what is happening, and I just looked at the bottom of the deck, so I'll take it as well, but this is a very clear message. So we have the Ace of Cups, and at the bottom of the deck we had the Fool. So with this deck I don't read in reverse, I only read upright, but I can already see the message here. So the first thing that came to my mind is that a fragment of your soul that has to do with sharing your emotions, sharing the love that you feel. Because Ace of Cups, it's all about that. Because to me, aces, they are the essence of the energy. They are the essence of that specific suit. Because later, I feel like it gets divided, and it gets, well, divided, multiplied, whatever you want to, however you want to think about it. But to me, ace is the essence. It's the starting point. So here, because it's the Ace of Cups, that ability to share your emotions, to really open yourself up and release whatever you are feeling, whatever emotions you have, whether about your experiences or whether it's about another person. I feel that this fragment of you, maybe you haven't discovered it yet, maybe it is blocked, maybe you left it somewhere in a past life or somewhere in the past in general. And then we have the Fool. So again, that idea of a beginning, of initiating something. And because the Fool is number 0, so we don't really know if it should be before 1, should it be at the end of the major arcana, but I would see it as the beginning of the journey, or even before the journey has started, that space of just calmness and that anticipation. So with these two cards, that fragment of your soul is all about connecting to people. It's all about expressing yourself and your emotions. Maybe the heart space has been wounded in the past, because it makes me, all of this green in this card, it makes me think of the heart chakra. And when it's wounded, then we close ourselves off. We don't really want to reveal how we feel. We don't really want to love people because we think it's something dangerous. We think it's something that will only hurt us. And it's so interesting how on this card we have the crocodile or alligator, whatever it is, I never know what it is. It's as if we do follow the path, then something dangerous is waiting for us. And all it takes is just one move, and then that's us done. We're dead. We're gone. There's nothing else we can do. So I do feel an element of holding yourself back, of maybe feeling that, oh, why are other people so open? Why are other people so willing to enter into connections, and why can they so easily express what they feel? And yet I'm sitting here and I feel blocked, and even though there's something within me that I do feel, it's as if that cup, it's covered. So all of these butterflies are just flying around, and I can feel the energy, I can feel them wanting to break through that lid, and yet that lid is still there because I'm holding my hand on top of it, because it would mean that I would expose myself, and there's something very vulnerable about this. Let's grab one more card from this deck. Anything else for group 1? And then we can see how to reclaim that fragment of yourself, how to rediscover it. So group 1, anything else? Okay. I was just looking at the chestnut, and I realized that when the chestnut is covered, you know, in the green thing, it actually has spikes on it. So maybe you are like that chestnut, you are covered in spikes because you just don't want people to approach you, and you feel very vulnerable within you. So you prefer to protect yourself and maybe be a bit spiky and a bit cold, and maybe you don't let other people approach you. But it's not because you are a cold person, it's not because you don't have a heart, it's just because that fragment of you has been wounded, or it's missing, or you haven't really discovered yet. So let's grab one more card. Anything else about this fragment? Okay, group one. And also one more thing, I will just pop this card here. One more thing that I have realized here, it's all of the butterflies. And butterflies, they are quite unpredictable. So the way they fly, they don't fly in just one straight line. They would go up and down and right and left, and they feel very... it's as if they don't have any fixed way of moving. So maybe there is something in you that feels, I will not invest my emotions into somebody else, or into some project, or into some hobby, because it's just not stable enough, or maybe tomorrow I will focus on something else and I don't want to be tied down. So not wanting to release all these emotions, all these passions into the world, because it's, I don't know if it's something to do with, if I commit to something, I commit to it 110%, so I have to have everything covered, and then I will unleash all of it. But in keeping it within you and just waiting for the right moment never comes. So instead of keeping it locked up, it's about letting it flow back and forth. And again, one thing that came up to me just now, it's the idea of, once I release it, then my cup will be empty. And this is it. And I will invest all of my emotions into other person. And what if I don't get anything back? Then I will lose out on whatever I have done. So it's as if I will just keep it in, just in case. And eventually, when I feel the time is right, I will invest. But I feel like that time never comes. And whenever there is something worth your time and your emotions, it's as I will be attacked by something. It's dangerous. I will not do it. Okay, so let's see. And if we get the Four of Pentacles, I will laugh. No, see, Three of Swords. There is something wounded within you. Maybe in the past you have had a connection with another person, or you really invested your time, I don't know, in a business or in a project, or I don't know, even building a house, and then because you showed your inner self, somebody used it as an opportunity to hurt you. So it's, yes, that's why now it's all blocked. Now that's why maybe you have I feel like this is how the fragments of our soul can be left, because it's, our soul shatters when we go through very difficult things, and then if we don't pick ourselves up, then there will always be a part missing. So it's as if I feel so much pain that I will just cut off that part of me and I'll leave it behind. But it still calls out to us. We can't just leave parts of ourselves behind. So in this case, I feel like it is a part of you that you have left behind rather than you haven't discovered, and it has happened because of this very intense pain and struggle and sadness and wounding. So let's see what can we do about it. So how can we heal this? How can we claim this part of our soul? Okay, group one, how can we claim this part? Okay, so let's pick one here. Justice. Okay, so let me just place them here. I think first of all you have to realize in your mind, you have to come to terms with what has happened, and you have to have a really clear view of all of the I think of it as a timeline, just drawing everything out in a really clear, really precise way, and seeing how the things have developed and where do they originate. And then feeling that eventually justice will be served, when we think of it in a karmic way, that if people have done us wrong, they will be eventually punished for it. And it is not today, it's not tomorrow, it might be in another lifetime, but it also might not be they might not be punished in the way that we want them to be punished. But it's just looking at this imagery, I feel like being the bigger person, rising above all of these things that were difficult in the past, and developing this ability to be able to. So developing this ability to cut through any confusion and analyze and anything that you just don't like, as well as being able to assess the situation, being impartial, being fair. So this is Libra energy, and Libra sometimes can be ruthless. And when we think about it, Libra is the only sign in the zodiac that is represented by an inanimate object, because all of the other ones are either, well, human-like creatures or animals, and Libra, it's a machine. So sometimes we do have to detach ourselves and our emotions, and we have to weigh out all the options. And then even if we let something to our life, having that courage to cut out anything that do not serve us. So in this case, healing that heart space that was wounded, it's letting some air in, maybe being a bit more logical about it, realizing that, well, at that time I've done what I could, and having that type of knowledge that I had, or the information that were available to me, I've done the best that I could. So now there's no point going back and thinking, what if I've done that? What would happen? What would my life look like? It's of no use. So that's why the justice shows up, saying that you have to detach yourself, you have to be more logical, and you have to develop these skills of just having a clear mind and weighing up all the pros and cons. Another thing with the justice, let me think. Also now what came up to my mind with the scales. If you invest a certain amount, somebody has to invest the same. So instead of thinking, okay, I'll wait for them, let's just give them some more time. They'll do that tomorrow, they'll do that in a week. And then you just keep adding to your side of the scale, and it goes down and down and down because you keep adding more of your time and your emotions, and then the other side didn't add anything. So having that ability to see, okay, this other person is not really returning, time to cut off the situation, because it's just not going to be anything good. And if I keep adding things, it's just heavier for me. So having that mindset of detaching yourself, and then once you have a clear mind and you feel that, okay, this is where I want to invest, then you invest, but you invest with a clear heart, with no intentions, as in no hidden intentions, as in, if I said this, then now they will feel guilty, so they will return to me. No, if you want to show your feelings, it's just because you feel this is authentic. And if it's authentic and then you express it because you have such a need, then you don't feel bad if somebody doesn't reciprocate, because you feel like, okay, I put it out there and I'm happy that I did. So having that sort of mindset. Okay, I hope that was clear. So let's see now with what am I saying? The Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. What is this one about? Let's see, what is the message for you from this deck? Anything, because I can read from the booklet. There's quite a few different messages here. So let's see. Anything else for group 1 about that fragment of their soul? Okay, this one jumped out. Okay. And it's number 40. It's Menelite. Menelite. I never know how to pronounce the name of these crystals, but let me read you from the booklet. Okay. So this is number 40. So it is all about feminine energy. It says, Menelite has a profound connection with Earth, the wise feminine and priestess power. It marks rites of passage through womanhood to wisdom. And it says, you are an immortal soul who is an embodiment of the wise feminine. Express this through your body and actions. Go deep into yourself to find your connection to Mother Earth. Sit in her womb of healing. In meditation, you heal your soul. Put aside fear and remember that transitions are necessary prerequisites for growth. And then for the healing, it says, maturation is a process of growing wiser. The soul and the heart do not age. And for the soul path, it says expressing the divine feminine. So what jumped out to me? It's that part, put aside fear and remember that transitions are necessary prerequisites for growth. So it's as if treating this situation as that rite of passage, that sometimes we have to go through very soul-shattering experiences, so then we can put ourselves back together again, and then we can rearrange the pieces, and then we can do it our own way. So also with the feminine energy, it makes me think of not always having to act, not always having to express everything the way it comes to us. So feminine energy, it's more receptive. It's more about letting things come to us rather than chasing them. So also a great amount of sensitivity here. And not being embarrassed about it, because I feel like that's the Ace of Cups. Sometimes we might feel like, oh gosh, I would just be so I don't know, childish or immature if I say this, or if I show my emotions, they will think that I cannot control myself well and all that. But this card to me is saying you just need to embrace it and do not be afraid of what people will say to you or how they will treat you, or what people say is their business. It's not yours, as long as you are authentic in who you are, and this is what matters. Okay, anything else for this group? Let's just pick a last card, just to close it off. Anything else for group 1? Any advice? And we have the 5 of Wands. Trying to arrange the cards nicely. To me, the 5 of Wands always talks about some sort of conflict. But in this specific deck, it's strategy. It is about recognizing who can I let in closer, and maybe that person I don't like, I will push them away, and this person I like, I will draw them in a bit more. But I see this as some sort of strategy to protect yourself. So think about whether you tend to act like this, that okay, this person, they seem a bit, I will push them away, and this one I will say something to them so they will come to me. So a bit of, I see this as manipulation. It doesn't have to be something evil, something dark, but just think about this. If you tend to see human connections as a game or as some sort of strategy game, where you have to say this to the person, you get +5 points, and then you say something to that person, -10, and then another person, you say this, +10, you get to another level. I feel like it doesn't work like that. It has to be that authentic flow of emotions. So in this group, I would say heal the heart. With the Justice, be detached, be fair, and let the emotions flow rather than control everything and everyone around. And also embrace the divine feminine. Okay, so I think this is it for group 1. I hope this was an interesting reading for you. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe, like the video. We upload videos every Sunday, so keep an eye on our channel, and I hope you'll have a lovely day. Bye! Hello Group 2, if you chose this little pin, this is your reading. So we are looking at a fragment of your soul that you either haven't discovered yet, or you left in the past life, whatever past means to you. So let's see, I will start with one card from the Tarot of Mystical Moments, and then we will take it from there. So let's see, Group 2, what is the fragment of their soul that they haven't discovered yet, or that they have left somewhere in the past? Nine of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like this is something you haven't discovered yet, but it could be something you left in the past. We'll see. First thought, Nine of Pentacles, independence. Feeling that you have enough to be an independent person. Because the way I see Nine of Pentacles is having that material independence, having enough money. But to me, money is not only about, well, money, it's about values. Feeling that you are a person with value, and that no matter what happens, you will be able to make it through life. Actually, it makes me think of the energy of Taurus, especially when it comes to the South and the North Node. Maybe you do have your North Node in Taurus, and you have to learn how to develop that security within your own body and within the material reality. So I feel like sometimes when we are too connected to our emotions, so that would be the water element or the cups, or when we are too up in our mind, that would be the swords or air, or too connected to our passions, that would be wands or fire. We live in that world of energy, and yet we are not living in the physical world. And we feel that, oh gosh, I don't know, how can I make it all by myself? Do I have enough money? Do I have enough skills? Can I really, I don't know, find a job? Can I make money? Can I support myself? Maybe you feel like you have to be supported by somebody else. Maybe you constantly need a partner, let's say, because you feel like, oh, I can't really live life on my own. I cannot provide for myself. So it feels to me that this is a fragment of your soul, that self-sufficient, abundant part of your soul that perhaps you haven't discovered yet. So let's get a few more cards. It's as if you think you only have an apple, and you say, oh my god, I have to make sure that this apple will be enough for another week. I have nothing else. And then this bird is just waiting to eat my apple. And then what you don't realize is you have all of that on the top of your head. And the bird doesn't want to eat your apple. The bird is here to sing you a nice song. So it's as if I'm feeling this survival mode that I have to be careful. I have to keep an eye out. I can't relax. I have to work hard. And life is always about hard work. And it's never easy. And I have to struggle. And you're not connected to that inner abundance. So let's see. Anything else? It gives me Five of Pentacles vibe, actually. Let's see. Anything else about Group 2? It's almost as if I don't deserve this. I always have to be on the mercy of some other person, or that sort of servant attitude where you don't realize I am an independent person. I can do whatever I want. I can go my own way. So let's see. Anything else for Group 2? The Emperor. So it does feel like that part of your soul that is the Emperor, that part of you that is in charge, is somehow, you haven't realized it yet. Because to me the Emperor is even above a king. So we would have the King of Pentacles, King of Swords, all of those kings. And then the Emperor is even higher. So somebody who is in charge of all the other people. So I wonder if you just don't have a feeling of I'm in control of my own life, and you feel like this person or this or whichever of these people, and you are on a leash, and you feel that something higher, somebody more important is in charge of your life. And what you don't realize is that you are in charge of your own life. And now here what I get astrologically, it's Saturn Mars contacts, especially the hard ones, because this is when we feel like I don't have enough power, I don't have enough energy to will things into existence. It's as if I am at the mercy of other people, I am at the mercy of some higher forces, and I just don't feel like I could be a leader. I don't feel like I could be self-sufficient. Anything else with that? Yeah, it's as if you constantly feel like you're a slave or a servant and somebody else is the emperor, somebody else is the king. And you just have to, be at the mercy of their whims and all that. Because I just hear that, be at the mercy of something or somebody else. So let's see. Where does this originate from? What is the origin of this energy? So I don't know if this is a part of your soul that you haven't discovered yet. It's still something fresh to you, or it was wounded in the past. But let's see, what is the origin of this? 10 of Wands. Okay, this just jumped out. So, okay. I feel like perhaps in the past you were in charge, and then because you had so many things on your mind, or so many responsibilities, they have piled up on your back, because 10 of Wands is the card of exhaustion. It is the card of, I just can't do it anymore. There's so many burdens that I have to carry, and I don't know if it's worth it. So perhaps in the past you were that emperor. Your soul was in charge of other people, of other things, but it got to a point where it was too much, and perhaps a part of your soul split off. And this is why you felt powerless, and maybe you felt like I have to follow other people, I can't do what I want, I don't feel that sense of abundance, it has been taken away from me. So let's see, what is the solution here? How can you integrate this part back into your soul, or how can you discover it? How can group 2 integrate this fragment of their soul? Knight of Cups. I feel this could actually be through another person, through another connection, because Knight of Cups to me is a very emotional individual, somebody who's very sensitive, somebody who offers their cup, or here their heart, to another person. So perhaps by connecting with another person you realize, I have so much power, I can do whatever I want, I don't have to give in, I don't have to feel like, I have all these burdens on my back. Anything else with this card? I do get a feeling of peace, of serenity, of, especially with the Lotus, digging through all of the muddy water. Well, actually it's the other way around. When you have the lotus flower, it would have to go up and up and up through the muddy water until it reaches the surface, and then it can bloom. So perhaps persevering, and then once you feel you are comfortable, then opening up to the world and realizing, I have been through so much and I'm safe. I have enough. I don't have to feel like every single day is about survival, and I just have to make it to the next day, and I have to make it to the next day, and life is tough. You can enjoy life. You can just sit down, you can play some music, you can listen to music. You don't have to struggle. And now that I look at that heart and the instrument, it's as if having everything in harmony. When you tune an instrument, you make sure that all of the notes are in harmony, that they are at the right pitch. So just little tweaks sometimes would change a lot. And let's see with the Crystal Healing Oracle from Judy Hall. Anything for group 2? Oh, okay. Pink Granite. Okay, I see. So even before I read the booklet, I know that this card is all about sudden changes. So here, if you feel that, what will I do with life? Oh my God, it's so hard. The thing is, you never know what will happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow some accident will happen, and then you will never use up all the money that you have saved. Or your partner who's in charge of you, who helps you pay for the rent, something will happen and then you are left by yourself. So you never know what is next in life, whether in a positive way or in a challenging way. So there's no point in staying in that survival mode all the time. So let's see, number 36. It's pink granite. It's called the lightning bolt. So it says that the pink granite, I never know how to say this, has the highest pragmatic resonance of all stones and creates immense energy. So here, you are an ancient Egyptian with the arcane knowledge that the role entails, but you originated in the stars. You understand cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, and immortality. You have been involved in ancient power struggles. Cut yourself loose. Become more grounded. Learning experiences occur regularly, and serendipitous synchronicities put you in exactly the right place at the right time. So already I get an idea of, you have the knowledge of how things go. You know the birth, death, rebirth, the whole cycle. So you don't have to be scared of living life. Also, what does it say for divination? Be assertive and make things happen. Events move with surprising speed once you focus your intention. See the whole picture before deciding. Be pragmatic, but don't give power away. Maintain balance in a relationship. You need diplomacy intact. Lightning can strike twice. If dealing with ancient strife, look at the bigger picture. For the healing inside, everything must pass away. Death precedes transformation and rebirth. And for the soul path, a lightning conductor for positive change. So anything can change at any moment. So why not just enjoy life and embrace it and connect to your abundance, be your own boss, and life will go the way it wants to go. So there's no point in worrying too much. Let's see, any final card for group 2? Yeah, it makes me think of this bird. So rather than trying to catch the bird so that it's with you forever, it's enjoying when it's here, and then it flies away, and you say, okay, well, that's how life is. I accept it. And then if the bird comes back, then you're happy again. It's just understanding the cycles of life, I guess. Anything else for group 2 about that fragment of their soul? But to me, this group is about connecting to the fragment of your soul that is abundant, that is the leader, rather than being burdened with all of the worries. Okay, anything else for group 2? King of Pentacles, exactly. See, King of Pentacles, you are abundant. You have everything that you need to go through life. You have the skills, you have that wisdom, that very instinctive type of wisdom that's within the body, that survival instinct. And because you have that, you can relax, because you can trust that if the situation comes, then you will react. You don't have to stay in that survival mode all the time. So yes, this is it. Yeah, here you are the King of Pentacles. You are the Emperor. You don't have to worry about lack of things. Things will always come to you. You can relax. So yes, this is the reading for you, group 2. I hope you liked it. If you did, please feel free to subscribe, like the video, check the other readings on this channel, and we upload every Sunday, so keep an eye out on the new videos, and I will see you next time. Bye! Hello, group 3. If you chose this gold covered chocolate, yeah, a bit battered in my pocket, this is your reading, and we are looking at a fragment of your soul that you either haven't discovered yet, or perhaps you have left in the past, and how to get it back. So let's see. We will start with one card and we'll take it from there. So let's see, group 3. What is the fragment of your soul that you haven't discovered yet, or perhaps you have left in the past? Okay, well, the Lovers. Let's go with this one. So with the Lovers, the first thing that comes to me is actually not about the Lovers. It is about the balance of masculine and feminine. That perhaps I don't know if it's about not this, if you haven't discovered it yet, or if you left it in the past, but it's that balance between masculine and feminine, between being active and being more receptive, between being outgoing and between being more directed inwards. So this is quite a big energy. So let's grab one more card to see what I can get from this. But what's interesting in this card is that, well, the legs, they are human legs, but then yet we have a human and then we have a bird. So it's as if one part of you is perhaps still on a different level. We'll see. That's just something that jumped out to me. Group 3. Let's just clarify the lovers. Anything else? And the 4 of Cups. Okay. Now with these 2 cards, it does feel like you have left a part of your soul, or a fragment of your soul, where you were waiting for the other person. And maybe somebody made a promise to you in a past life that, oh, I will never leave you, I will wait for you. Or somebody said, oh, wait for me, I will be back. And they never return. And yet you were waiting and waiting and waiting. And even though the universe tried to, protect you a little from all of the rain, all of the sadness, there is still that feeling of I am alone, I am left behind. Nobody is coming to pick me up. Nobody is going to visit me. It makes me think of abandonment issues. It makes me think of being in a nursery school when all of the parents of other children are coming to pick them up, and you are the last one, and you think, oh no, my mom will never come and pick me up. That sort of energy. But instead of parent, to me it looks like a partner. So yeah, now I see it more as waiting for another person rather than the masculine and feminine, but we'll see how the reading unfolds. Maybe there will be another element that includes that. So here, but it's interesting that we actually have a bird here as well, and it's kind of similar one. So it's as if you are waiting and you don't see that behind you there's the person, the thing, the energy that you've been waiting for, and it's been shielding you from all of that rain, and you haven't realized. Okay, I need one more card because this is an interesting energy. That's an interesting story. Let's see, anything else? Anything else for group 3? What is the story here? Can I get one more card? The Queen of Swords. Okay. So I get this energy of waiting, of looking out for somebody, and we don't realize it's already around us. So perhaps, again, as I said, in the past, somebody made you a promise that they will come back, and you've been waiting for them, and you've been waiting for them, and they are not coming back. And so you climb to this highest point, and you sit with your, gosh, how is it called in English? Whatever it's called. You are looking out for them from the distance, and you already have employed all of these birds to give you messages. Where is that person? I need a message from them. And yet it's just you. So I wonder if there is a part of you that feels incomplete, a part of you that keeps waiting for something to happen or for another person. And that's why you feel like maybe some things are missing you. You're missing out on things because you keep waiting and you keep waiting and you keep waiting and you keep looking out for this one person or this opportunity, and yet it never comes. So you might feel like, oh, other people already have all these experiences. Other people already have been through so many things in their life, and a part of me is just sitting here waiting. But then if there is an opportunity, you feel like, oh no, I can't leave my spot because the other person will not find me. No, I have to stay here. And because of that, I would say even apathy, boredom, there's not much happening. It's that stillness. Things are happening around you, and yet you just sit down and you miss out on all of these different experiences. So let's see anything else I can get for this group, because to me that's quite a complex energy here. Some of the other groups, they were quite straightforward, but here there's a bit more. It's a feeling of disappointment that, oh, I've been waiting for that person, they haven't showed up yet, but I will still keep waiting. But the longer you wait, the more sad you get, the more disappointed you get, but you still wait a bit more, because if you've already waited so long, you don't want to waste that time, and so you are stuck in that cycle of waiting and being fed up, but waiting a bit more because you don't want to give it up. So let's see. I want one more about this energy and then the advice. So one more card about this energy. What is this about? Okay, Judgment. Yeah, you don't want to hear the wake-up call. To me, the Judgment is the wake-up call. Something that, it's like an alarm, and you have to get up and do the thing. It's as if, I don't know, there's an alarm for an earthquake or a tsunami or, I don't know, the volcano, but you sit here, it's like, no, but I promised that I will stay here, because if I move, I will lose all this time that I've dedicated into waiting here. So, it's, maybe you've got the message, you've gotten the message a long time ago, and yet you are still waiting, you're still looking out, you're still stagnant. There's still a part of you that is stuck in this inertia and that very stagnant energy, because you feel like, maybe if I wait one more day, things will change. But the Judgment has already been passed. Things will not change. You just need to take matter into your own hands. You've heard the message, and yet you're still sitting and observing and waiting. So let's see, what can you do? So that part of your soul, I feel like just waking it up. So what is the advice here for group 3? Death. Exactly. So, letting things die. I know it sounds really easy to say, but mourning certain energies, realizing that this is the end, and I just can't keep living on these memories. I cannot keep living on promises. I have to let it die, and I have to make space for new things. I have to make space for life, for new things to come. I just can't live in the past. So it's as if a part of you, a fragment of you, was stuck in the past waiting for someone, but that person is not coming. This is not going to happen, and you just have to let it go. You have to release it, and I know it's painful, and I know there's still hope, but I know hope, is it in English something, a saying that the hope always dies last? Well, it's like that in Polish, but yeah, you just have to release that energy, let it go, and make space for something new. If it means mourning some person, relationship, some energy, then so be it. But you can't live like that. You cannot have a part of you stuck in the past waiting for things that are not coming. So letting that part disintegrate and then making space for something new. That's pretty clear. All right, let's see with the Wisdom Healing Oracle. Well, Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. Anything for group 3? Group 3, one crystal card for you. Because I feel like now the message is clear. So, Lapis Lazuli, number 13. Doesn't really matter that it's upside down. So let's see, number 13. And that will be it. Heavenly Wisdom. Lapis Lazuli wards off calamities of all kinds and was one of the most auspicious stones in the ancient world. Well, I'll give it to you like this. So for self-understanding, it says, you are an immortal soul who has profound connection with the heavens. Your purpose is noble. You yearn for spiritual attunement, but may be hampered by outmoded viewpoints. I feel like this is it. Outmoded viewpoints. Take charge of your life. Looking into the past puts your present experience into perspective. You are a lineage breaker. Make the effort to trace family history for deeper insight. Divination, there is spiritual dis-ease. Work with dreams and journey inward to find deeper insights. Flashes of intuition show the way. Open your heart and third eye. Help comes from on high. Enlightenment is within your grasp. Enhanced perception shows what operates beneath. Study or research is needed. Yours is the gift of true friendship. Protect yourself. For healing insight, attuning to your divine nature enhances your well-being. For soul path, divine reconnection. And in fact, this is the case, divine reconnection. You have to reconnect with a part of you that has been stuck waiting for something forever. So if you do feel that you're waiting and waiting and waiting, that a part of you is waiting for something, just let it go. You have to release it, because this is what keeps holding you back. So mourning that ending of that cycle, the end, making space for something new, because to me it's just being stuck in the past, and it's like being stuck on a train station where no more trains are coming, and you think, oh, I can hear a train somewhere off in the distance, maybe it's coming this way. No, it's not coming, because that train station is no longer in use. So that is the message for you. I hope it was okay. But yeah, if you liked it, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Feel free to like the video, check our other videos if you would like more readings. And yes, I hope you'll have a lovely day, and I'll see you next time. Bye! Hello Group 4, if you chose this little round stone, this is your reading. So we are looking at any fragments of your soul that you either haven't discovered yet or you have left in the past, and then we'll see how can you reclaim them, or how can you discover that fragment. Okay, so I will start with one card, and yeah, I'll just take it from there. So let's see, Group 4. Any fragments of the soul that have not been discovered or have been left in the past. Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so the first thing that came to me is perhaps this is something that you still have to discover. Because to me, Eight of Pentacles, it's all about very, should I say disciplined? Disciplined approach to work, or approach to material things, where you can focus, where you can just sit down, focus on one thing, even though 7 other things are flying around you, see, with the butterflies, and you just sit down and you focus on one area. And then you move here, and then you move a bit further and a bit further, instead of trying to do the whole thing at once, or trying to do 5 things at once. It's about patience, it is about discipline, it is about being systematic. But let's see what the other card will say, just to get some more information. So Group 4. I see it as learning to polish things. So when you have, let's say, a sculpture, let's say a wooden sculpture, and you have the rough shape already done, so then it is all about smoothing it out, polishing it. So it's all very little, very gentle movements, but you need to have patience to elevate that sculpture. Forgot the word for a second. Okay, so let's see. Group 4, any extra information? Oh gosh, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's as if a part of you just wants to jump through the hoops, and they want action, and they say, look, I cannot sit here, I can't be bothered with all these boring things, I just want to jump through the hoops, and the hoops have to be on fire, and I have to be on a horse, and I have to be dressed fancy. So it's finding a part of you, or not finding a part, but kind of putting it into balance. That part of you that is very enthusiastic and very fiery, and then the other part of you that is diligent, that is hardworking, and can focus on one project, on one thing at a time. And it's so interesting to see that this Knight of Wands is jumping away from the Eight of Pentacles. So it's as if, you know, it's like, no, I'm out of here. I don't want to be bored by this by this job. So yes. Let's see, I want one more card. This is quite a straightforward message. So let's see, anything else about this message. Okay, group 4. And again, because it's fire, it makes me think of, rather than just setting fire, setting things on fire and be like, I'm done with this, no more. It's sitting down, waiting for things to transform. It's like with a butterfly, you know, they go through different stages. So finding that patience within you. And we have the 6 of Swords. So it's even, okay. So see, it's like they are moving in the same direction. But to me, the 6 of Swords, see, with this anchor here, finding that, finding an opportunity to anchor yourself, so you're not just jumping through the hoops, so you're not constantly in the air and you are in some dangerous situations. It is about moving on from chaos. It is about healing. It's about finding that safe place where you can settle. Because maybe in the past you were always on the move and you never had a safe space. You never could place yourself for longer than a specific period of time. So you've learned to rush. You've learned to just go through things quickly, go through, I don't know, relationships quickly. And you never, what's the word? You were never rooted anywhere. So I feel that this group, this message, it's all about finding the patience, moving on from all these turbulent times with the Knight of Wands, and setting yourself somewhere quiet, somewhere safe, and really focusing on one thing rather than moving back and forth. It makes me think of perhaps a past life where you had to run from one place to another, where it wasn't safe to stay in a place, where maybe you had to abandon your home, your family, and a sort of craft that you were doing. Maybe, I don't know, you were making furniture, or you were making sculptures, and then you had to leave your studio behind. You had to leave everything. So now you feel like, what's the point of committing myself? You know, I prefer to be on the move. But to me, these cards are saying it's time to settle. It's time to really discover that fragment of your soul that is patient and that wants to just stay somewhere for a longer period of time. And instead of having a bunch of projects that are done, I don't know, 60-70%, having one that you finish in 100%. So let's see, any advice for this group? I feel like I've already given advice, but let's see, one more card for advice, how to embrace this fragment. Five of Pentacles. Okay, yeah, I see how that is. Yeah, it's feeling of lack, feeling of I'm not good enough, feeling of there's never enough. And in this context, I feel like, what is the point of committing myself to things if, you know, all there is that empty cage, and then there's snow and nothing will grow. And even if I grow something like rose, there's still all the thorns that I will be, that I will hurt myself. So recognizing where that feeling of lack is coming from, because this is why you feel like I cannot invest my time into one specific area, into one specific relationship, because it's not worth it and it will go to waste. Because see, here you have to be focused, you have to sit down, you have to focus on one. And I feel like if you do that, your mind will wander and would say, oh no, but all of the other ones will fly away, and then what if I do this one wrong, and then then I've wasted my time, and then there's no more butterflies left, oh no, and then I will be left out by myself in the cold. So figuring out where this mindset comes from, because I feel like this is why you might be rushing from one thing to another, because you don't want to really commit yourself to anything. Because maybe at the end you will feel like this is not worth it. I've spent so much time on something, and yet what I've created is just, it's just horrible, and I can't even sign it with my own name because I would be embarrassed. So yeah, moving away from all of that chaos, from all of that energy, and finding the root of the cause. Why can't you commit? Why can't you just dedicate yourself? Because I feel like that's a fragment of you that says that it's not worth it. So just to give you an example, painting something. So you have half an hour, and you say, half an hour, this is not enough, I can't even be bothered to get my brushes out, to get my paints out, and then clean everything, there's no point. And then you have an hour and you think, nah, that's not enough, no, there's no point, it's not worth it. And so you go through life and you say, it's not worth it, I will just move on to another thing. And the thing is to really sit down and focus on one thing. So let's see with the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle, anything else I can say to you. Okay, well, this one just revealed itself, and I can see how this one is working. So 45, Rhoda Cross-Eyed, it's all about the heart. Rhoda Cross-Eyed, the heart reviver. It's as if your heart is frozen in some way, so you go through one thing to another to kind of find that fire within, but all the thrills, they provide it for a second, but they don't last. So let's see. Rhoda Cross-Eyed teaches the heart to assimilate painful feelings without shutting down. Dissolving denial and identifying ongoing detrimental patterns, it offers compassionate love and forgiveness. You face the truth with loving awareness. For self-understanding, we have, deep down you feel alienated, unloved, or unappreciated. Five of Pentacles, exactly. A history of sexual or emotional abuse creates this ease. Or you may have misused or feared your sexual power in the past. And now what it makes me think of, I would see sexual energy also as creativity, so perhaps you're fearing the creative energy, because what if it doesn't live up to your standards? So then you move through all these, you move through things quickly, but then you just feel empty with that Five of Pentacles. You might be repressing something you do not want to face. Irrational fears and paranoia and unacceptable emotions need to be acknowledged and transformed. For divination, time for a change of viewpoint. Begin to seek the gifts in your experiences rather than seeing the negative effects. Check out whether what you were taught in childhood is still relevant to the person you are today. And again, it might be that in childhood you were told, oh no, you shouldn't be doing that. No, this is too much mess. No, this is too much time. This is too much hassle. Just do something else. And so you've learned to just jump through the hoops. Healing insight, releasing resentment from your heart creates well-being. And for soul path, radiating unconditional love and selfless compassion. So I feel like that connects to the reading. It's about that heart space and embracing creativity in a very calm and relaxed way, rather than moving back and forth and trying to feel alive in some way. So yes, I feel like this is your message. I don't feel like I should get any more cards. I feel like it's quite clear. So yes, I hope you enjoyed the message. I hope it was helpful in some way. If you liked it, please feel free to subscribe, like the video. We are posting every Sunday, so you can also look at our older videos. And yes, I hope you'll have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!